What's up, people? This is Cooking with the Jacobs. Today, I'm about to whip up some rice dressing, dirty rice, as some people call it. I grew up calling it rice dressing, and pretty much I'm about to put it down how my mom puts it down. And this is what we got going up in now. I'm dropping this ground beef, which is, I'm gonna probably do 2 pounds of this ground beef. And we have what we call here Savoy dressing mix. You may not be able to find this in your area, but this is what's in it. It has like the chicken liver and some pork products and stuff like that up in there. Instead of gizzards, pork liver, pork and because normally we would like take the gizzards, the heart, uh, and the liver, and we would grind it up in a grinder if I was really going old school with it. But I'm cheating. This is pretty much what this is for. This dressing mix, you can use it for rice dressing, dirty rice, cornbread dressing, anything that requires liver, uh, and and hearts and chicken hearts and pork stuff if you down with the pork. If not, you could just use straight up chicken liver and chicken gizzards or something like that and grind that up. But this is what we about to use down here. So I'm about to go on and get it started. I'm gonna put green onions, bell peppers, and onions in it. I'm gonna use a can of cream of celery. I'm really supposed to be using a can of cream of mushroom, but I don't have it, so I'm substituting for celery. And the other thing we're doing too is we're getting the rice ready. Now, I'm a rice eater, so I got a rice cooker. So pretty much, I done washed my rice. I put a little olive oil in there to kind of help keep it single. So I'm about to get this rice rolling. I done measured it with my finger, to the line right there, which is how I was raised to do it. And it comes out right every time. Even if you cook it on the stove, you measure it up to that finger, comes out right every time. Just don't burn your rice if you cook it on the stove. So I'm finna move on to the next step, which is browning the ground beef and getting this rice going. But this is Cooking with the Jacobs. I'll be back. Sorry, folks. So pretty much what you want to do is we need to brown our ground beef. So we're going to do that first, and then we're going to move on to the next step, which is we got to cook the Savoy dressing mix. We're going to heat that up after we get through doing this. With this process right here, I'm gonna season my meat while it's browning. So when it comes down to what I really need to, how much I need to add seasoning in later on, I may not have to put as much seasoning in there because I got to make sure I got the right flavor to it. All right, what up, folks? We are back on the scene. So as you can see, my ground beef is still browning, and what I'm about to do, instead of waiting for me to drain the fat, the extra that you see in there, because I got to drain all that out. I'm going to add my seasoning in there now. So this is my Tony Chachere. I'm going to put a little garlic powder up in here. And that Tony Chachere, that may have been probably at least a half a cup to a cup of Tony Chachere. And I'm also going to add some onion powder, garlic powder. So that's about what about 3 or 4 tablespoons of each. Then I'm gonna come down with some I got some oregano that I'm gonna put up in there. And that look like that's about 3 or 4 tablespoons of that. What else I got? I got some parsley flakes. If you want to use fresh parsley, you are more than welcome. So I'm going to put about the same amount of parsley in there, 3 or 4 tablespoons. And then some Italian seasoning. I'm gonna do about the same with that too. Oop, get that too much, but it'll be alright. So all right, now we about to stir this thing up, and I'm gonna continue to let it brown because I want it to be brown all the way through, and then when we get through, we're gonna drain this fat off. But mix your seasoning in there real good. And I may end up adding in some more. Like that may have not been enough. So, and then as the meat gets, see how it's getting soft and defrost. I'm just steady, just peeling it off. Just do that. And we want this meat to be thoroughly brown, no pink. Once it's all brown, it's cooked all the way, then we're gonna drain this fat off, and we're gonna move to the next step. So I just wanted to show y'all what I was doing as far as this seasoning. So I'll be back. All right, what up, folk? We back. This thing is looking good, so I'm about ready to go on. We're gonna drain this fat, and we're gonna move on to the next process. So we about to take all this here, and we about to drain it right quick. So give me a second. I'm gonna move over and show you the draining process. All right, folks, just to drain the grease, just make sure you got your strainer. Make sure it's big enough to handle, however much meat that you're trying to drain. Cause I have a big one, cause I'm using a lot of meat, and pretty much you want all this to pour off. I'm gonna put all this meat in the strainer, and I'm gonna let it sit. Because I have to do another process using this pot. So pretty much that's it on straining. Even if I didn't have to do another process, I would let this drain for maybe a minute or two, or at least pick it up and see if you see any fat grease still dripping from the bottom of it. I'll be back in a minute. Hey, what's up, folk? I'm doing a little side thing right here from breakfast sausage. So whatever type of breakfast sausage you got in your area, you can use that. But this is some experimentation I'm doing with the rice dressing, the dirty rice. So you don't have to do this, but this is like a 2.5 of breakfast sausage. So I'm gonna try this out because I want to see how it come out. But otherwise, disregard this part if you're not down with the breakfast sausage, because the other way I'm showing you is pretty much the original way of making it. I just want to see what type of flavor it gives us, because breakfast sausage tastes a certain way, mixed with the ground beef, and then hook it over to Savoy mix. I want to see what it do. All right, we browning this till it's cooked, and we're gonna drain that too. All right, folks. So next up is the Savoy dressing mix. And we're gonna drop that in there, and we're gonna go with it from there. We got to cook this a little bit. It's already kind of pre-cooked already, but you need to cook it a little bit, get it to melt down. Got a bunch of juices and things in there that's gonna help out the flavoring of your rice dressing, your dirty rice. So we're gonna go ahead and heat this up, and as this heat up, I think I'm gonna take this opportunity, and I'm gonna go ahead on and I'm gonna drop my green onions, my bell peppers, and my onions in with this. Because pretty much after this, all we have to do is mix everything up, mix it up with the rice, and we should be good to go. All right, folks, so this is what we got as far as the vegetables. We got bell peppers, onion, and green onions. So this is 2 bell peppers, whole bell peppers that I'm putting in here. because we are making a pretty significant amount for the people we don't have around here. So we got that. We got two bunches of green onions. Put that in there. And then this other one is just one whole onion. I'm gonna put that in there. And pretty much you want to get it sauteed up. You know, that's why I say this Savoy dressing mix shouldn't take that long to heat up. So we're gonna just cook it in with that. I could have cooked this in with the ground beef. That would have been another way of doing it. So, you know, you're gonna stir it up, get it all mixed in. If you want these vegetables to cook down, you know, cook down a little bit. Unless you just want some, you know, some raw, you know, crunchy vegetables, or you want to put them in there raw and mix it in. I wonder how that would turn out. That would be something to think about too. Like take all, don't even, you know, heat it up. Take all this, mix it in the pan together, and let it go from there. Curious, because you know I like my vegetables to be a little crunchy sometimes. So we'll be back. I'm gonna let this roll. All right, folks, what's up? We back over here on the scene. I still got this Savoy dressing mix going. It's good and hot. I'm just waiting for my vegetables to get a little more cooked in, a little more sauteed in its flavor. And then I'm gonna go ahead on, and we're gonna be moving to the next step, which is mixing everything together. That's what's gonna be going down next. But once my onions and my bell peppers look like they're a little soft, we're gonna roll to the next step. All right, be back. All right, folks, we about to mix this together. I done got my Savoy mix right, so now we about to get this stuff and mix it together. So right now, I'm about to dump this rice in there. Try and just spread it around and make it look a little decent and break it up. And see that olive oil, by me adding that olive oil in there, see how it got the rice looking. It ain't too mushy or anything like that. Sometimes people use vegetable oil or canola oil or something. Put my ground beef in there. And so we're gonna try and manage this as best as we can. I'm gonna put this can of cream of celery up in there because they say it's supposed to help out on the moisture or whatever. So I'm gonna drop this in there next, and I'm gonna start trying to stir up a lot of this stuff to, you know, try and work it out, because we still got a couple more things to add up in here. But this is what's next. Okay, people, so I'm gonna stir this in a little bit. Because another thing that I could have done, I could have taken the ground beef and mixed it in with the Savoy mix. That's normally what we would do, but I didn't have a big enough pot. So I want to try and get the meat mixed in, since they both kind of dry products. And then we're gonna come with the rest. All right, now we're about to pour this Savoy dressing mix in now. Get a good blend of mixture going on. Shouldn't be no clumps of rice. And we're gonna taste it. Once we mix it up good, we're gonna taste it and we're gonna see what the flavor, do I need to add any more Tony Chachere or anything of that nature. Break down all these clumps of rice. Get some little fork. Let me see how this bad boy tastes. A little more seasoning in here. That's it. Tony out of there. Alright people, we back now for my last little ingredients is my little experimentation meat, the breakfast sausage that I'm putting in here. We're gonna stir this thing up, and once it's mixed up real good, it's done. As y'all seen, I did go back and sprinkle some Tony Chachere in there, so whatever type of seasoning y'all got, you may have to come back and put maybe about another guess like a half a cup of seasoning there, but be careful with that seasoning. If you're doing season that seasoned salt. The more you put, the more spice, the more salty you get. But once we mix this up, this is pretty much good, done. If y'all want to be pretty about it and sprinkle you some parsley over the top of it, you can. I'm not, but this is it. Tastes pretty good. The main thing is to try and get your ground beef to liver gizzard ratio about the same, because you want to make sure you taste liver and the meat in this dish. But that's all we're doing. We're just gonna stir this thing up, and it's done. It got all my rice is kind of mixed in, and that's the other thing. You shouldn't see no clumps of white rice in this. You know what I'm saying? All they need to be mixed in. It should have some type of color to it. If you want it a little darker than this, you can add you like a cap full of kitchen bouquet if you got that. I didn't have none, but I'm satisfied with how it looked. And this is that rice dressing, that dirty rice. Just cooking with the Jacobs, man. Y'all hold it down. Happy Thanksgiving.